In the colorful town of Kindville, where houses were painted like rainbows and flowers, hummed soft tunes in the breeze, lived a cheerful little girl named Mila. Mila had kind eyes, curly hair that bounced when she walked, and a heart that sparkled brighter than morning sunshine. Every morning before school, Mila helped her grandmother at their tiny cupcake carter, wooden cart painted pink, decorated with glittery stars, and always smelling like warm vanilla. Mila loved watching people smile when they tasted their cupcakes. One bright Monday morning, Grandma handed Mila a big tray filled with freshly baked cupcakes, strawberry, chocolate, mango, and even rainbow swirl. Mila, Grandma said, tying her apron, "Today is special. I want you to take the cupcake cart to the school playground. Remember, cupcakes are sweetest when shared." Mila nodded happily. She loved sharing, but she also secretly hoped to taste the new rainbow swirl cupcake by herself before anyone else did. She placed the tray inside the cart, grabbed the handle, and rolled it toward school. When Mila arrived at the playground, the children gathered around her. "Wow, cupcakes!" shouted Tommy, the energetic boy who always wore a cap backward. "They smell delicious," said Aisha, her soft voice full of excitement. "Are they for us?" asked Leo, clutching his teddy bear tightly. Mila smiled proudly. "Yes, Grandma sent these for everyone." Just as she opened the cart, a soft meow came from under it. A tiny grey kitten poked its head out, its whiskers twitching and its eyes wide with hunger. It looked thin and tired. "Oh no," Mila whispered. "Poor thing, you must be hungry." The children watched as the kitten rubbed against Mila's leg and meowed again. Tommy frowned. "But if you give it a cupcake, that means one less for us." Aisha nodded slowly. "And I really, really want the rainbow swirl one." Mila looked at the tray. There were exactly 20 cupcakes, the same number of children in the class. She wanted everyone to have one. She wanted the kitten to eat. She also really wanted the rainbow swirl cupcake for herself. Her mind felt like a twisted pretzel. Suddenly, she remembered Grandma's words. "Cupcakes are sweetest when shared." She took a deep breath and knelt beside the kitten. "You can have some of mine," she said gently. She broke her own chocolate cupcake in half and placed it on a small napkin for the tiny creature. The kitten sniffed it happily and began to nibble. The children stared. Tommy's eyebrows went high. Aisha's mouth dropped open. "Why did you give yours?" Leo asked. Mila shrugged. "Because it needed it more. Sharing isn't always easy, but it always feels right." The kitten purred, rubbing its head against Mila's hand. Mila's heart felt warm, like she was wrapped in a cozy blanket. Slowly, Aisha stepped forward with her vanilla cupcake. "Maybe the kitten wants more," she said softly, placing a small piece next to it. Tommy scratched his head. "Well, if Mila can share with the kitten, I can share too." He broke off a chunk of his strawberry cupcake, and one by one, all the children began offering tiny bits of their cupcakes to the little kitten. Their giggles filled the playground as the kitten ate until its belly became round and happy. Just when the last piece was given, the school bell rang. The children lined up, still talking about how much fun it was to feed the surprise guest. But as Mila was about to join the line, she noticed something. The rainbow swirl cupcake, the one she really wanted, was still inside the cart. She blinked in surprise. She had been so busy sharing that she had forgotten all about it. She reached for it, but then she saw Ms. Clara, their teacher, walking toward the playground, carrying a stack of heavy books. She looked tired. Mila's heart tugged gently. Without thinking, she picked up the rainbow cupcake and walked toward her teacher. "Miss Clara," Mila said softly, "you look tired. Would you like a cupcake?" Miss Clara's eyes widened with delight. "Oh, Mila, that's the most thoughtful thing anyone has done for me today." She accepted the cupcake and took a small bite. "This is delicious. Thank you for caring." Mila smiled. Her tummy was empty, but her heart felt full, so full that she didn't feel hungry at all. At lunchtime, as Mila sat alone under the big oak tree, watching the leaves sway like dancing hands, she heard footsteps behind her. It was the entire class. Aisha held a cupcake she had saved from the morning. Tommy carried a cookie from his lunchbox. Leo brought a handful of crackers. "We want to share with you," Tommy said, placing the cookie in her hand. "You gave yours away," Aisha added. "Now we want to give to you." Mila felt her eyes sparkle with happy tears. "You guys, thank you." Together they sat under the oak tree, laughing, eating, and feeding crumbs to the kitten, which had decided to nap beside Mila. From that day on, the children of Kindville School created a new tradition called Sharing Circle. Every morning, they gathered and shared something: snacks, crayons, stories, or even smiles. And every day, the tiny grey kitten visited them at the playground, purring happily and reminding them that sharing didn't make things smaller. It made hearts bigger. As for Mila, she learned something important. When you share with kindness, the world shares its kindness right back. And that, the children of Kindville agreed, was sweeter than any cupcake ever baked.